All right, this is Podcast Nerds for the week of September 15th, 2014. I am the Mouse, and to my left is
The Deacon.
and we're here to talk about news. And the way we do things around here is that we're just going to take one piece of news and just discuss it all the way until we can
It's
just
just enough
it.
for you to chew on your lunch break.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're going to talk about Destiny. It was out a little over a week ago, right? September
The 9th.
9th, right?
9th.
Did you get your copy?
No, I canceled my pre-order.
The news is saying that it's shipped 500 million copies, which doesn't really translate into $500 million sold. But and it's kind of funny because when you look at the press release, it is very it's kind of sidestepping, the real cost
How many
of
they
it,
actually
right?
sold.
Yeah. But the truth is, they'll probably make those numbers anyway.
Yeah.
Did you play the beta?
I played the beta and the alpha.
You went to the alpha and the beta. Like I played the beta and I thought it was cool. Let's just go back. Let's go back to when we first heard about Destiny. Now, Destiny is created by Bungie, and Bungie was the guys behind the original Halo and all the way up to Halo 4. And Reach, I believe, was the last one. No, was the
Halo 4 was the most recent one.
No, Reach was their last one, Bungie's last one.
Yeah, then I went to 343.
Yep. And 343 is comprised of people that were originally from Bungie. So Bungie kind of like split some of their teams. So Bungie went off and did their thing.
They pulled like an Activision, I think it was.
Because I don't think did Microsoft.
Treyarch. I'm thinking Treyarch.
Yeah, I don't think Microsoft kind of kicked them out. I think they just like released from their.
Yeah, we're gonna go over here now.
Yeah, kind of deal. It wasn't like a hostile thing like what they did with Respawn Entertainment. Now, with Respawn, Activision kind of screwed those guys over when Modern Warfare 2 came out. They were going to give it was a couple months after Modern Warfare 2 came out, and they were going to pay West and Zampella, those guys that created in Infinity War, that literally started the whole Call of Duty franchise.
Some would argue the first-person shooter genre.
Right? They kicked them out. They just fired them, and they countersued saying, hey, look, we have all this this pay that you were supposed to pay us. And it really looks bad on Activision that they would kick their big money makers out right as they're starting to get their bonus checks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a story for a different day, though.
Anyway, so
Destiny,
Bungie went to go similar fashion. They kind of just removed themselves from their cash cow, and they decided to create a game called Destiny. Now, what happened? When did you think when you first heard about it?
First heard about the game?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this game.
Yeah, it looked really exciting, and there was like a lot of really cool screenshots.
I think I liked it so much is because they didn't show that much. They were very selective on what they shown up until E3 of last year.
Not this year, but last
year.
Yeah, when I went to E3 last year and checked out, first of all, I sat in line for like 4 hours to get into the preview.
Comic-Con lines.
And it was sad because like the preview that they showed at E3 2013 was the same preview that they released on the internet. And so I'm like, really? I waited 4 hours for this? I mean, like, I got two T-shirts.
I watched this in the line.
I got this T-shirt. I got 2 T-shirts in the process, which was cool. But 4 hours for this?
That's a T-shirt every 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't think my time is worth that. But anyway,
it's $14.95.
When I saw when I heard about Destiny, I was like, okay, Bungie, quality, first-person shooter.
It's going to be up there. They have a standard of quality.
And so, when I saw the preview, I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's just like just another post-apocalyptic.
It's just Borderlands.
Game. Yeah, it's Borderlands or Fallout or like any of Bulletstorm, any kind of game that pertains to like post-apocalyptic aliens, first-person shooter kind of deal, and that's really a tough sell.
Yeah.
In a market that's full of games that are similar to yours.
It's oversaturated.
It is, and it kind of makes it difficult for you to sell. Whereas something like a Titanfall, right, by Respawn Entertainment, brings something new.
That depends on who you ask, because Titanfall to me is just a mechanized Call of Duty, but I bought it, so
it's still kind of it's a new thing. It brings something new to the table. It's like, okay, robots. Okay,
yeah,
we got big robots. You can go in and
robots are
start
different
punching people with it.
unless you played Saints Row 4 where there's robots trying to kill you, but
Yeah.
it's not the same thing.
Anyway, so Destiny, we have this like year that happened in Destiny 2014 this year. They had the booth, but it wasn't as spectacular or as like hyped up as people thought it was gonna be.
The hype died a long time. They announced that game like what, 2012?
Yeah, they did.
There was 2 years of hype that cannot stay alive.
Still, there were a lot of. Well, I mean, let's just face it. Like their sales numbers did kind of translate because they were able to, run that hype engine right all the way till the release of the game.
Train.
The hype train.
Running on a hype engine.
Yeah, right. So this year, people are excited about it, and I'll be honest, the only reason why I got Destiny was because like I wanted to try and get it on the Twitch for our website to try to see what it was like.
Twitch.tv/Nerd Report.
Yep, that's it.
Be there next Friday, the 26th.
Yep, and we're going to be streaming Twitch 24/7. Our 24/7 live Twitch event.
24 hours, not
24?
7 days a week.
Yeah. So I got Destiny.
I didn't get Destiny.
And I started to play it, and my fears kind of were true. And it was this post-apocalyptic, same thing. You're running around, first-person shooter. But the things that I found that were different in Destiny were that they tried, or they're trying to incorporate this whole MMO thing within
the loot grind.
A first-person shooter kind of thing. So there's like specific public areas, right? So there's the tower, which is where you get, buy all your stuff, and you can see
the hub.
Yes, the hub. So you can see everybody running around, and that's kind of cool because you can see people, live people. And then when you go to like on like either Earth or like the moon or whatever,
Earth is Russia.
Yeah, Earth is Russia. So when you go to Earth, there's like a common area where you can still see other people playing. And then when you go into the boss area, it kind of phases just like World of Warcraft does, like where you go and it's only you, like, so people can't come in and just kill steal or like grief you or whatever for the bosses. They can grief you on the outside. And that's, okay. There's the Crucible, which is the multiplayer.
PvP is always good because it's like 4-3-4, 3-4-3.
Yeah, and I think that's what Bungie does best. I think they really got that down, and it seems like they're just ripping on the multiplayer.
Every Halo game I ever bought was just for the multi. I've never finished a single-player campaign for Halo.
I'm more of a story guy. I actually like going through the campaign and stuff like that. And but I do have to say this: Destiny, for all its like hype and like possibly negative things that people say about it, it's an extremely smooth game.
Yeah, it's polished.
It's very polished, and the interface is amazing. It just like it flows like butter. It's not like it's not as harsh as Borderlands, even though like that kind of contributed to the style of Borderlands, right? Like everything seems so just smooth and clean, even though it's like you look at some of the props and like you see the environments. It looks really dirty, and it looks really it's worn out. It just feels clean.
I do want to say though, it does have that next gen filter type thing though. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of next gen games. They've been like muted and dyed out of color, where it's like it's not as bright. Yeah, kind of. It's just like the new next gen filter.
See that. I see that. I think what's happening with next gen now is that realism is kind of starting to move out of the door because it's just way too much polygons and stuff.
It's just gonna destroy everything.
I think the direction people are going in with this whole next gen is stylized. It's absolutely, dude. Look what's coming up now, like Sunset Overdrive.
Oh yeah,
that's the game that people are going to want to go.
That is the next gen game to me.
And it looks clean. It's like it's the same kind of things as what was it, Tony Hawk.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot of Tony Hawk in there.
Grind on some telephone wires with your feet.
It looks fun when you're grinding.
That's
what makes that game so like appealing for people. But Destiny, I'm still trying to go through the campaign, but it's almost like I have to play it. Like I don't. feel like I want to play it. You know what I mean? Like there's games that I play it and I was like, I want to play it. I want to play it more. I want to play it more.
I need more of this.
Destiny, it's like, okay, you go down, you fight a mini boss. You go down, fight a mini boss. Go down, fight a mini boss. It's like
find a Death Walker,
Yeah,
kill it with
right?
30 people.
or like a really good, really nice. I'm a what is it? The robot, whatever they call that. But I'm a hunter, right? So I can use like long.
Oh, you're talking about your race.
Yeah, my race.
Yeah.
I can.
He's a Filipino hunter.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I'm kind of liking it so far, but I can totally see myself losing interest really quickly if I don't find people to play with.
That's the thing. If you have friends on next gen, because I recommend this game on next gen. If you have friends that have the game,
don't ever get this for like 360.
Yeah, no, because you're gonna play it on next gen. You're gonna go to 360. And like, what the happened? If you got friends that play this game already, go out and buy it. Even if you don't seem you'll like it, because the game's a million times better when you have a team with mics.
Absolutely.
But if you're gonna play by yourself and it doesn't interest you, then I mean, play a demo or play your friend's copy and see if you like it, because it's a very two-sided game. Like you're either gonna really love it or it's not gonna interest you that much.
Oh yeah, it's very polarized.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I mean, I got enough of it in the alpha and the beta. So,
but this is a game that caters so much to multiplayer. If you are a solo player and you like story, then you may not find this as interesting. If you're looking for something new, I probably wouldn't, recommend this game just on the fact that it wasn't built to be single player.
It was built for fire teams of 3.
And I think it's for like the guys that, just like you were talking about, like you have a bunch of friends, like a couple friends that come over all the time. You play Destiny for a bit, go into like, the Crucible for a little bit, do a couple of missions together. That's kind of cool. And
pwn some moves.
But you know what? I think that takes Destiny and puts it into a slot that caters to a very specific person. It's not trying to be like every man's game.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of like that Destiny is doing that. And it's kind of weird because like when I got Destiny, they're like, oh, well, I got it from GameStop, so I got the bike and whatever. Yeah. So they're like, oh, do you want to get the single player expansion? And I'm like, what? That's what I want to play it for. This is the single player thing. It's like $35 on top of like whatever I was paying for Destiny. I'm like, wait a second, I want to play a nice, cool single player game, but you're like, what? I have to pay more just for an expansion?
You could have the multiplayer for free.
Oh my gosh!
But when you want that single player, we're gonna make you pay.
Do you think people will, troll this kind of game, or are they learning a lot from this?
What do you mean as far as troll?
Well, you have games like, Call of Duty, and you have those, and people are just turned off by, children. We'll say children, trolls or whatever.
I call them squeakers.
Oh my gosh.
Where their voice is really high and they yell.
Yeah. What do you do with that? Do you think that will exist in this kind of game?
It exists everywhere. No matter where you are, there are gonna be people that troll you. So the best thing to do is, I know on the 360 and the one there's a tab where you can hit like don't put me in the same games as this person. I mean, that's the only workaround I see as far as that goes. But there's going to be trolls everywhere. You either get used to them or you find ways to avoid them.
I suppose that's fair. So what's your, I know that you played the beta, but what's your like final assessment of Destiny?
Good game. Not for me. I'm trying to get away from the first-person shooter thing, and I don't like loot grinding games. But overall, it's a really good game if you have friends to play with. If not, you can wait till Sunset Overdrive comes out. Yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence. I've said this before. I'm on the fence, but I'm kind of leaning towards the yay on this one, only to see where it goes. And I'm not trying to like diss every game that and I'm just talking about there are good things about beta. There's good things about Destiny and there's bad things about Destiny. It's very catered to a very specific crowd, and I'm trying to explore that crowd. Like, I'm not very much of a multiplayer guy, But I'm willing to, check it out a little bit more, just on the fact that it's such a clean interface. It's a clean game, and it feels really, really smooth.
Very user friendly.
But anyway, so that's it. That's it for our Destiny episode. This is Mouse
And Deacon.
and we're out of here. See you later from Checkpoint Nerd. Checkpoint. Oh my gosh.
Checkpoint.
See you later from Podcast Nerds. We're out of here.
Yeah, don't hit those checkpoints.